Now you've seen me use the rotation tool a couple times before, and it's pretty easy. It's just R on the keyboard. So I select the object, I hit R, and then I can rotate it. But as you see how I'm rotating it around basically my view from the viewport. If there is a line straight from our viewport straight in there, that's what we're rotating around. So then if I bring this up here and hit R, now it rotates around there. If I move it over here like this, it rotates around there. So as we talked about before with our axes locking, I can hit R and then the red is the X. And so if I want to rotate just around the X, I can do that. Now, as we also saw in a previous video, if I just let go of the mouse, look up in the top left-hand corner, see where it says rotation, 30, 20, 10, right there, the degrees that I'm rotating. If I want this to move just 45 degrees, let go, type 45, hit enter, and there you go. So I wanted to explain that part. I'm going to undo that. And then I want to go into edit mode to show you where I think you're going to find a bit more value with rotate. I mean, that's definitely valuable, but watch this. So here I am in face selection mode, and I go ahead and I extrude this up as we've done. And maybe then I might do a scale in. And then maybe I do an inset, and then maybe I extrude this up a little bit more. Now, before I get going any further, I have that face selected. So can I rotate a face? Well, you betcha. Hit R and look at that. But notice, and probably even beware, that if I'm looking at it fairly straight on, it's going to look like I'm doing okay. But you see that triangle right here in this corner, you can tell it's not working very correctly, and it's because we're not actually constraining it to a certain axis. So hit X, and now we're going to move it right along the X, and everything's going to be great. And so now I can click this, move it around, and it looks right. But now that I've got this, now I can extrude off of that, the local axes, right? I can hit Z, remember this, it's free, then it's on Z, and then I hit it again, it's back on the local axes. So I can hit that. I could turn it to the side. Remember our hotkeys, if you want, you could do this. Here's 1 and here's 3. 1 and 3, okay? Now I'm gonna hold down Control and 3, and it flips, you see? So I just wanted to go this way because I'm weird that way. And I should still have that face selected, so I can hit extrude. I could bring this out and click and then rotate again. Or if I wanted to, I could undo that and then I could just hit R right there. But make sure, so if I did hit number 3 and I'm looking straight down it, then I'm okay. But if I feel like maybe I moved the mouse, then make sure you hit X again so you know that it's rotating around the X axis. So I could do this, then I could extrude it out, and then I could hit R to rotate, extrude it, oops, I hit R, extrude it out, click R to rotate, and you can see what you can start doing with this. So extrude that out, and then maybe scale it in a little bit, and then I'll rotate that a little bit, then I'll extrude it out, I'll click, and then maybe I'll scale it down again, and rotate it a touch, extrude it out, scale it down, rotate it a little bit, extrude it out. And now what have we got here? A little scorpion tail, you see? So does that work out okay? That's pretty good. This is the first time we've just began to do something fairly creative with our designs. Now let's say in the course of this you realize, though this angle is a little too sharp. I don't want it like this. I like the curve here, but I don't like the direction this is heading. I'd like to fix it. So you could come up here and go into edge select and grab that, and then I could rotate it. But you see, I'm just rotating that line right there. So I need to get everything. So of course you can go around here and you can hold down shift and rotate around and get each one. Oops, I let go of shift. Darn, got to do it again. Or what you could do is you could go into wireframe mode. So remember shift Z, and now I'm in wireframe mode. And now what I can do is I can orient this the right way, and I can grab everything inside of there, you see? If you need to, you might have to rotate around. There's other ways to do this. That's later on. But now I've got that whole thing, and now I can rotate that, and you see how it stays within the mesh. However, I am kind of tweaking around. Oh yeah, because I got to do it on the X. And so now that looks like that. I can leave wireframe and it's still selected. So if this is better for you, now I can go ahead and rotate on the X. Don't forget to do this. You will mess this up and you'll notice it like 5 moves down the road and realize the other side of this part doesn't look the right way. So now I could manipulate that around and say, yeah, that's pretty good. I want to do the same thing here, go into wireframe mode and grab all of that right there, back into solid mode, hit rotate, move this around. Put it on the X. There you go. And now maybe that's looking a little bit better. So then the last thing, just to add a little bit more interest to this and a throwback to some stuff that we've already done, let's see. How about if I want to pick this edge right here, but I want to, get this edge as well. So I can hold down Control and I can get that whole entire loop. And then I could bevel that in if I like. But see, there's a little tiny one over here and a big one over there. So I want to be careful. I'll roll a couple segments into there. And that looks pretty good. Now, what might be better in this case is if you went ahead and you did all of these. So then what you might do is you might go back into wireframe view and you go, you know what, actually I just want to do the whole thing. Oh, okay, except I don't want to do the pedestal. So I come in here, I'm on edge select, and I grab everything if you can get it. I missed a couple things, so I'm going to hold down shift and I get it. And then I come down here and then I could hold down shift and I could pick some of these and then deselect them if I wanted to. Now this is going to bevel this lower base right here, and you may or may not want that, but here we'll just go ahead and do it anyways. We'll go back into solid mode and then get your cursor out away from the side here, hit Control B and watch the sharp corner down there, the sharp end of this tail. Bring it in. You don't want to bring it in too far because then things go crazy. Okay, so bring it in, out just a little bit. I'm watching that tip in the corner there till it looks about like so. And then maybe you decide to scroll a little bit. Now we get a few segments. I can click there and now tab back into object mode. And I've got a relatively interesting looking thing. And you might go, yeah, it's pretty jaggy, but if this is out in the distance, maybe that will serve its purpose, okay? So that is the rotate tool for now. More later.